me, it's cool. For me, it's cool because I was in your shoes, 15, I don't know, creeping up on 20 years ago now. It's insane. I went to First Baptist Academy. So Prestonwood at the time was in our district, and so I was out here all the time playing against these guys. And so I know what it feels like to be in your shoes. God blessed me with incredible opportunities. Went the junior college route out of high school, ended up at Dallas Baptist University also for a season, and then ended up long term at Cumberland University, a small school outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And back up a little bit so I can see you guys. Really quick about my journey in baseball. 10 years of professional baseball, no major league experience, not even a day of major league affiliated time. Anybody know what affiliated time is? Like major league affiliate, all independent. God blessed me with the opportunity to break through. I ended up spending parts of 3 years in Mexico. Same league Trevor Bauer was in. Some of you guys probably follow Trevor Bauer. So what an incredible experience that was for me. And then winter ball in the Dominican Republic. I played a season in Germany. Baseball became a vehicle for me over time. Right? When I was sitting in your shoes, I wanted to be a big leaguer and nothing else. Nothing else. Just be a big leaguer. I'm not the biggest, fastest, strongest guy out there. So how could I get to the big leagues? In my mind, when I was your age, I'm just going to get as big and fast and strong as I possibly can. And that's going to be enough. But it separated me from my peers at the time. And it got me into college, and I look around, and it's like, everybody's kind of big and fast and strong. You know, how do I separate myself from here? If you guys are taking notes, and you should be taking notes, so I encourage you to pull out your phone, and you're not going to offend me if you're looking down, look like you're texting, you're not in school. My heart is that you get a nugget and you take something out of this. So once I got to college, everybody is physically gifted. So I started separating myself mentally. I'm going to be a dog. I cleaned up my routine. I didn't waver from it. I didn't go out and party. I really stayed true to who I was and who I believed God was calling me to be, which at the time was just be a big leaguer, have a platform. That was my way out. And being mentally elite at the college level got me to professional baseball. Because I was not only physically gifted at the time, I was mentally strong, and it separated me from my peers. And if you guys are looking around the room, you're like, how do I stand out at this level? Dominate and separate. Good note right there. Dominate and separate yourself somehow, some way. I get to professional baseball and I look around, everybody's physically gifted. Everybody's mentally tough. You're doing it every day. How do I get to the big leagues from here? Because I wasn't a draft pick. I mean, I just got in, just barely made it with some opportunity. And I floundered for a few years in professional baseball, trying to find my way. It wasn't until I was humbled to the point where I had to get on my knees and pray with another man, God, what's my purpose? Because if it's just making it to the big leagues, this is miserable. So miserable. It's so tough. There's so much that's outside of my control. My view of success was so skewed that I was just swimming in turmoil and pain and frustration and living the roller coaster ride, traveling all over the country, living in a tent, believe it or not, living in host families, not fulfilled. And when I took a step back and realized, all right, God, there's got to be more to this, He opened my eyes and I was able to start investing in the young men around me, the other players around me, instead of rooting for their failures because I thought that was going to elevate me. I started lifting people up. And I was 25, 26 years old. Now I had an opportunity to encourage some of the younger guys that were coming up. And my career exploded. I'm not prosperity gospeling you, I'm not telling you dive into the word and everything's going to happen. But when I aligned my physical desires and abilities with my mental clarity and let God lead my steps, doors opened up. And I became joyful and fulfilled and had purpose and had a view of success that actually laid a foundation for many, many amazing opportunities. So tonight I want to give you guys an acronym that changed my life. A good mentor of mine gave it to me, and it's something that I use often with the guys that I work with and speak to. ACE. He would always ask me, is your ACE in place? ACE. A stands for attitude, C stands for concentration, and the E stands for effort. Write that down. I want to take a quick step back and talk about success. What is success? Somebody give me a worldly definition of success. Anybody, what is success? What do your peers tell you success is?
Completing your goal.
Completing your goal. Anybody else? Wealth. Making it to the big leagues, right? It's fame, notoriety. Y'all agree with me? What does the Instagram and TikTok tell you success is?
Being rich.
Being rich, being an influencer, right? These are all normal things. We deal with them in business too, right? We're chasing the corporate ladder, right? We're trying to have some influence in our community. Those are things that are powerful and make us really want to go and get everything we dream of, or at least think we dream of. Webster's dictionary defines success as the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. All right, so if the world's telling me success is fame, money, notoriety, influence, all those things that look cool, making it to the big leagues, Webster's dictionary is telling me it's the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. It means I really have to be dialed in on my purpose to find success. The accomplishment, to your point, of an aim or purpose. Okay, what is my purpose? What is my aim? Let's go to the Bible. Let's seek our wisdom from Scripture. Matthew 22, 27 through 29 says, Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. This is the greatest commandment. The second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All right. Reverse engineering this thing now. Right? If I'm striving for accomplishment, success, means I have to have a purpose. All these worldly purposes have not done me any good in my baseball pursuit. They've left me floundering at 25 years old. What is my purpose on this earth? Why does God have me in this space right now? Love Him and love people. Unconditionally. How do I do that? How do I do that? Okay, I get it. But how do I live that? Especially on a baseball field when it's dog eat dog. When it's me versus you. There's only one shortstop. There's only one guy hitting the 3-hole. When you get to professional baseball, I hear one of your peers made it to professional baseball. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Maybe, maybe not. When your livelihood is on the line, when you're trying to provide for a family, how do you have purpose through the lens of Christ? Attitude. Something I can control. There's so much in baseball, fellas, you are never going to be able to control. Never. But I can control my attitude. Romans 15:5, Paul says, may the God who gives endurance and encouragement give you the same attitude of mind that Christ Jesus had. Endurance, encouragement, attitude. All right. Can I wake up every day with a good attitude? Can I be thankful when my mom makes me breakfast even though I don't really want to eat it? Can I show that I have good attitude? Can I go to school and have good attitude with my teachers even when I'm not excited about being there or have other things on my mind? Can I have a good attitude with my coach when I walk up to the ballpark and look at the lineup card and I'm hitting in the 9-hole, or maybe I'm on the bench that day? Can I have a good attitude? Having a good attitude is a surefire way to guarantee success through the lens of Christ. Concentration is another one. Concentrate. 1 Corinthians 9:25 through 26, one of my favorite verses of all time. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. We do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly, and I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. I'm concentrated in my work. I'm not thinking about other things. I'm working hard, God. Be present. Be present. You're in this moment right now. I love that you guys don't have your phones out. Really? Because it tells me you're present. Everybody's looking. Everybody's attentive. Be present. Life is hard, fellas. Stuff's going to be going on all the time. You're going to make a bad grade on a test, and then you're going to have to walk out to the baseball field and play a game. And for some of you guys that have hopes of playing college baseball, maybe that game's in front of the college recruiting coordinator. So how do you separate the bad grade on the test and step on the field and execute to the best of your ability. You have to be concentrated in that work. You got to wake up every day with a routine and a plan so that you set yourself up for a concentrated day and ultimately setting yourself up for success, right? Last one, efforts. 1 Corinthians 15:58 says, "Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain." Give your best effort in all things. Look, some of you guys aren't going to make it to the big leagues. In fact, most of you guys, if any of you guys, will make it to the big leagues. That doesn't mean your effort in your practice and your effort in coming here is in vain. It doesn't mean it's for naught. It doesn't mean the journey is for nothing. I pursued baseball to the fullest extent that I was capable of. Guys, I played in some really amazing places. That's the Dominican Republic. After 9 years of diligent effort, 15, 16 years, if you're going back to junior and senior year of high school, diligent effort. And I'm standing in the Dominican Republic after crying my eyes out 2 days before in Mexico because I got released, thinking baseball's over. I'm sitting on the beach in Cabo, like, baseball's over. What do? I just got released. I wasn't done yet. God wasn't done yet. I found myself in the Dominican Republic 2 days later. I look at the lineup card. I'm leading off, playing left field. Lead off with a base knock. Gets first base, and it's the first time I ever played for incentives. Y'all know what incentives are? Kind of fun. It means I was actually getting paid something to perform and execute. Instead of like a little minor league wage of $600 a month, that was actually like, you mean tell me I'm gonna get a $100 bill for a stolen base? Boy, I'm licking my chops. I get to first base. 2 pitches in, I steal second, dive in. Ellie De La Cruz puts a tag on me.
What's up, dog? You serious?
He said, he put his arm around me and said, "What's up, Bobby? Who are you?" I said, "Man, what a question. I'm a child of God, man. I'm here because God ordained it. God gave me these opportunities, not so that I could get to the big leagues, make $1 million, realize my dream, and call myself successful, but so that baseball could be a vehicle for my life and install a foundation built on rock. Not a foundation fleeting that was built on sand that ultimately is going to fade away." So many of my good friends and buddies, I love them so much. I've spent countless nights on a bus in the middle of nowhere at 3 o'clock in the morning watching grown men cry their eyes out, scared to death of life after baseball. Divorced, don't know their kids, because they idolized baseball for their entire lives. And here they are at 35, 36, 37. Some of them made it to the big leagues. Some of them had a few $1 million in their pocket. And ultimately their foundation was on sand. And through my experiences and the humility that God instilled in me through the game of baseball, through the vehicle of baseball, here I am at 33 years old. So thankful for my journey. So thankful. The hard times, long nights, middle of nowhere bus rides, sleeping on the floor. Not glamorous. There's something special that happens when you find contentment, to your point earlier, in your purpose. Find contentment in what true success is, as God says it is. So my challenge to you guys is to ask yourself, is your ace in place? A? Check your attitude, man. Every day. Check your attitude. And hold your friends accountable to it too. Look to your left, look to your right. Keep those people accountable with their attitude. Because it's easy to let it slip and slide. Making errors, hey, you good, bro. It's a long journey. Baseball's just a vehicle. We're here for a reason. Have a good attitude. Concentration, right? You catch your buddy slipping. Hey, you got it, baby. Let's go. Lock it in. Be concentrated. We're here for a reason. Let's be present. And then what's the E stand for? Effort. Guys, just the easy one. Give your best effort. Whatever it is, you might not have it all. You might not have 100%. You might have 70%, 80%. So be it. Give what you have to the glory of God each and every day. And my challenge to you parents, to you coaches, measure these young men on their attitude, their concentration, and their effort, and watch them flourish. So often I see parents beat their kids up or beat their kids down for not getting hit, not being in the lineup, which is something they can't even control in the moment, making an error when they're diving and busting it, right? But if you learn that my son's giving his best attitude, he's got that on display, he's concentrated and present, and if he's giving his best effort, even if he's warming up the left fielder in between innings and that's all he gets to do today, you're going to lead your son to a successful journey in this game. And it's going to pay dividends long term. Guys, I'm so thankful that I'm here today. Thank you, Marcelo and Mike, for having me. Thank you for just an opportunity to speak and a platform that I wouldn't have had unless I went through the journey that I went through. Right? Because I would have been that guy that idolized baseball. Who at 33, 34, 35 years old would be like, well, best days of my life are over. What's next? Instead, I feel like God gave me a foundation where the best days of my life are yet to come. Lord bless you.